Dear First Prep, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. It's Mr. Ahmed Mahmoud with you today to introduce a new mathematics lesson. Today, inshallah, we have Geometry Unit 3, Lesson 6. The lesson is called Follow Triangle. In this lesson, inshallah, we are going to study the second part of lesson Triangle. This lesson, inshallah, depend on the relation between the midpoints of sides of triangle and the third side. Let's start the lesson. First, we start with Theorem 2. Theorem 2, if we have a triangle and in this triangle we have three sides. Okay, if we have a point like this point x called midpoint. Again, if we have a point x like this and x lie at the center of AC, so x is a midpoint. Okay, this is the first given in this theorem. Okay. If I draw from X line that parallel to BC like this, okay, now we have two givens. The first given that we have a midpoint, the second given that we drawn a ray from this midpoint parallel to the base. Okay, what will happen? In that case, the ray intersect AB at its midpoint, at Y, where Y is a midpoint. So the given in the theorem is we have a midpoint, we have a ray parallel to the base, then we conclude what? We conclude that this ray intersect the third side at its midpoint or bisect the third side. So I can mention the theorem like this. The ray drawn from the midpoint of a side of a triangle parallel to another side is what? Is bisect the third side. Again, the ray drawn from a midpoint of a side comes from the midpoint of a side, okay, parallel to another side. This is the other given. It is what? It is bisect the third side. Okay, so we have here four items. We have the midpoint x, we have the parallel, okay, and we have Y is a midpoint, and the fourth item we are going to explain in the next corollary. Now I'm going to change the givens. Okay, now I have the same triangle, but I'm going to change the given. Okay, we have a corollary. Corollary means result related to the theorem. Okay, we have the same triangle ABC, and now I have two midpoints, midpoint x and another midpoint y. So the given now that we have a midpoint x and the midpoint y. If I connect between them like this, what will happen? The line segment connected between the two midpoints, okay, it is parallel to the third side. Now the conclusion that this line segment parallel to the third side like this. So the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side. Now the given that we have two midpoints, so the conclusion what? Conclusion that this line segment parallel to the base. Okay, another theorem, the length of the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of triangle equal half the length of the third side. For example, let BC equal 10 centimeters. Okay, so the length of the line segment connected between the two midpoints equal half BC. Half 10 is 5. So BC equal 5 centimeters. Finally, I can say that we have four items: midpoint, parallel, and half. Okay, in the problem he will give you two items and you will conclude the two other. the other two. For example, if he gave you x is a midpoint and y is a midpoint, then you will conclude that xy parallel to the base and the xy half the base. Okay, another case. If he gave you x is a midpoint and xy parallel to BC, then you conclude what? First, you conclude that y is a midpoint and you conclude xy equal half BC. Okay, let's look to the next triangle. If we have triangle XBC like this, and we have three points, okay, E, G, and F. Okay, let E is a midpoint of XB, and F is a midpoint of XC, and G is a midpoint of of BC. Okay, if I connect between the three midpoints, so we get that EF and BC are parallel, and the length of EF equal half BC. Again, EF parallel to BC and half BC. Also, EG parallel to XC and equal its half. Again, EG parallel to XC and equal its half. Finally, FG equal half XB and parallel to it. So each line segment equal half its opposite line side of triangle. Okay. Now question number 1, example 1, complete the following. The ray drawn from a midpoint of a side of a triangle parallel to another side. What? It is bisect the third side. Now he gave you two givens. Midpoint, this is a given, and the parallel, this is another given. So you conclude that this is bisect the third side. Another one. The line segment joining the midpoints, now this is two givens, two midpoints of two sides, is not to the third, is parallel to the third side. Okay, the length of the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides equal half the length of the third side. Now I need to tell you something. When do we write parallel and when do we write half? Okay, if he start the statement with the line segment, so you will write parallel. And if he start the statement with the length of the line segment, then you will write half. Okay. Number 4, in the opposite figure. Here E is a midpoint and D is a midpoint. So we conclude two items. We conclude that ED parallel to BC and also ED equal half BC. BC equal 6, so ED equal 3 centimeters. Here DE equal 3 centimeters. Number 5 in the complete. Here ED equal 4. ED parallel to BC and its length equal half BC, so BC equal 8. D is a midpoint, so ED equal DB equal 3 and AE equal EC equal 2. Okay, here he asked me find the parameter of DBCE. DBCE, it is equal 3 plus 8 plus 2 plus 4 equal 17 centimeters. Okay, now we have here the perimeter of the square equal 20. So the side of the square equal 20 divided by 4 equal 5. So the side of the square equal 5 centimeters. Okay, here the diagonals of square bisect each other. So by looking to triangle ABC, okay, M is a midpoint and MF parallel, so we conclude that F is a midpoint. Okay, here he asked me about AF. AB equal 5. So AF equal 2.5, which is 5 divided by 2. Now example 2. This is a proof here. AB is 5, BC 8, AC equal 7. DF and AR midpoints. Find the proof of triangle FDE. Okay. First we have this line equal 4, equal 8. So FD equal 4, half of 8, 4. And this line equal half AC equal 3.5. And this line equal half AB equal 2.5. Since F and D are mid points, therefore FD equal half BC equal 4 centimeters, and since E and D are mid points, therefore ED equal half AC equals 3.5 centimeters, since E and F are mid points, therefore EF equals half of AB equals 2.5 centimeters. Finally, therefore, perimeter of triangle EFD equal 2.5 plus 3.5 plus 4 equal 10 centimeters. In this example, ABC triangle D and E and F are midpoints. Prove that BC equal 12 and AC equal 10 centimeters. Find the perimeter of DECF. Okay. First, here DECF. Okay. Here DE and F and D are midpoints. Therefore, FD equal half BC equal 6 centimeters. Also CE equal 6 centimeters, and ED equal half AC equal 5 centimeters. Also FC equal 5 centimeters. Don't forget that this shape is a parallelogram because its two opposite sides are equal in length and also are parallel. Okay, since F and D are F and D are midpoints, therefore FD equal half BC equal 6 centimeters, and EC equal half BC equal 6 centimeters. Since E and D are mid points, therefore ED equal half AC equals 5 centimeters, and FC equal half AC equals 5 centimeters. Therefore, perimeter of the shape DECF equals 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 6 equal 22 centimeters. Okay, in this example, DC equal 5 centimeters and ABCD is a parallelogram. So DF equal FE, find the length of BE. Okay, here we have a parallelogram. First we have triangle AED. This triangle included a given which is F is a midpoint. So I need another given. The other given comes from the parallelogram. Why? Because AD and BC are parallel like this. So now in the triangle we have two givens. We have F is a midpoint and we have FB parallel to AD. So we conclude what? First, we conclude that B is a midpoint of AE, and also we conclude that FB equal half AD, but I don't need the last conclusion anymore. I need only that to prove that B is a midpoint. Okay, since A, B, C, D is a parallelogram, therefore BC parallel to AD, therefore BF parallel to AD. In triangle AED, since F is a midpoint and FB parallel to AD, therefore B is a mid point. Therefore here also AB equal 5, so BE equal 5, so it is equal, so EB equal to BA equal 5 centimeters. Now in this case we have AD parallel to BC and AD equal half BC. AD half BC. Okay, H is a midpoint, O is a midpoint. Prove that AHOD is a parallelogram. AHOD is a parallelogram. Okay, first by looking in triangle DBC, H is a midpoint and O is a midpoint. That means what? That means two items, two givens. First, HO parallel to BC, and HO equal half BC. Okay, by looking carefully to AD and HO, AD and HO are parallel to each other because each of them parallel to BC, and each of them equal half BC, so they are equal to each other. So if I have two lines parallel and equal, so this shape is a parallelogram. Again, if we have two lines parallel and equal, so this shape is a parallelogram. So since H and O are mid points, therefore HO equal half BC and HO parallel to BC. Okay, since AD equal half BC and AD parallel to BC, therefore AD equal to HO, okay, and AD parallel to HO, therefore AHOD is a parallelogram because two sides are parallel and equal. Okay, now let's solve example 6. In this question, BF equal half BC. Okay, prove that BEDF is a parallelogram. BEDF is a parallelogram. Okay, in triangle ABC, since E and D are midpoints, therefore ED parallel to BC and ED equal half BC. So ED parallel to BF and ED equal BF because BF equal also half BC. So ED and BF are equal and parallel. So the shape is a parallelogram. So since E and D are mid points, therefore ED equal half BC and ED parallel to BC, therefore ED parallel to BF. Since BF equal half BC, therefore BF equal ED and BF parallel to ED, they are equal and parallel, therefore BEDF is parallelogram. Number 7. Okay, here X is a midpoint, Z is a midpoint, ZY parallel to BC, YC equal 4, BC equal 6, AB equal 10. First, find the length of AY and find the perimeter of AXY. Okay. First, I'm going to start in triangle ADC. Since Z is a midpoint and DY parallel to BC, therefore Y is a midpoint and YZ half BC, half DC. Okay, since YC equal 4, so AY also equal 4. In the second triangle, ABC, X is a midpoint and Y is a midpoint. Therefore, XY parallel to BC and the XY half BC, so it is equal 3. And the X equal, and the X is a midpoint of AB, so AX equal half, AB equal 5. Okay, so the perimeter equal 5 plus 3 plus 4 equals 12 centimeters. So, since Z is a mid, that's in triangle ADC, is a mid point of AD and ZY parallel to DC, therefore Y is a mid point of AC. Okay, therefore AY equal YC equal 4 centimeters. Now in triangle ABC, since X and Y are mid points, therefore XY equal half, BC equals 3 centimeters. Therefore, perimeter of triangle AXY equals 3 plus 5 plus 4 equals 12 centimeters. Okay. Now, let's solve example 8. In this example, ABCD is a parallelogram. MX parallel to BA. First, prove that X is a midpoint of AD. And if MX equal 5, find the length of CD. Okay. Now I need to prove that X is a midpoint. It's very easy. Since ABCD is a parallelogram, therefore its diagonals bisect each other. So M is a midpoint of BD. Okay? In triangle ABD, since M is a midpoint and MX parallel to AB, therefore X is a midpoint. Okay, since A, B, C, D is a parallelogram, therefore its diagonals bisect each other. Okay, therefore M is a mid point of BD and in triangle ABD, since X and M are mid points, therefore X M equal half A B. Okay, therefore A B equal double MX equal 10 centimeters. Okay, if AB equal 10 centimeters, therefore CD also equal 10 centimeters. Therefore CD equal 10 centimeters. Next question. Now example 9. In this example we have D is a midpoint and E is a midpoint, and also I have AX parallel to BC. Prove that Y is a midpoint. It's very easy. In this triangle ABC, since D is a midpoint and E is a midpoint, therefore ED parallel to BC. So also EY parallel to BC. So EY parallel to AX. In triangle AXC, since E is a midpoint and EY parallel to AX, therefore XY parallel XY equal to YC. So I'm going to start as, since in triangle, I have to write the triangle first. In triangle ABC, since E and D are mid points, therefore ED parallel to BC, therefore EY parallel to BC. Since AX parallel to BC, therefore EY parallel to AX. Okay, now in triangle ACX, since E is a mid point of AC and EY parallel to AX, therefore Y is a mid point of XC. And this is the end of the lesson. I hope it was helpful for you. See you inshallah in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Mr. Ahmed Mahmoud was with you.